Boom! 5 survivors of the Rotherham grooming gangs claim that they were also raped by police officers. Dun, dun, dun. Surprise, surprise.
Well, sensational details have surfaced in UK's Rotherham child sexual exploitation scandal. It has now come to light that women abused when they were children by Rotherham gangs were also reportedly sexually assaulted by some police officers. UK media reports, including The Guardian and the BBC, have reported that 5 women survivors have reportedly claimed that they were raped by police officers after being abused by grooming gangs as children. One survivor said a serving officer assaulted her in a police car and then threatened to hand her back to the gang if she did not comply. Some of these assaults reportedly took place when the girls were as young as just 12 years old. Reports also mention that they have seen written accounts from these women and testimony from 25 other victims of grooming gangs. Some of those women have reportedly said in their testimonies that corrupt police officers worked alongside the gangs or failed to act on child sexual exploitation. South Yorkshire Police has arrested 3 former officers as a part of a widening criminal investigation. At least 1,400 children were abused by men in Rotherham between 1997 and 2013. That's number 1,400. And this is as per the landmark report from Professor Alexis J, which was found in 2014. While South Yorkshire Police is leading a criminal investigation into the actions of its own officers, advocates say public trust can only be restored if an outside force takes over the case.
I told you, man, get what you can from the system because it's corrupt and it's rotten. The police officers that are there to try and help you are supposed to help you, yeah, under oath. They're supposed to be there to uphold the peace and, you know, help the citizens. They're out there graping, moving like some marauders, moving like some rascal child soldiers off in fucking Beast of No Nations and that. Do you know what I mean? Wild, just marauding through the, like, just telling you, man, these police people, they're just normal, not even normal. They're just humans and you can't put them up on pedestals. You can't trust them, man. Not gonna lie to you, bro. Graping off the people. It's bad enough that they're covering up the grooming gangs and whatnot's going on over there. They're covering it up, but they're also getting involved. Filth from the top to the bottom. Like, and those of us that's been saying this from day one, like, you know what I mean? Like, I heard something the other day, and it was, I identify as a conspiracy theorist. Let me say it again. I identify as a conspiracy theorist. My pronouns are I told you so. Mad. Yeah? Mad. Because really and truly, every fucked up theory that man's ever vouched for is being vindicated right now. You know, like, what ain't true? What ain't true? So, yeah, the system's rotten. Not only are they racist, they're full of psychopaths and sociopaths and sadistic, evil, wicked beings. You know what I mean? And that's not all police officers. Obviously, your Bobby on the beat might be a lovely fellow, whatever. You got a cousin that's a Fed, whatever. Cool. But, yeah, there's a evil that lies beneath that uniform, man. Yeah? 5 survivors, you know. Mad. So, let me see if there's anything more written. Oh, it just says a partial explanation of why the UK government covered up the crimes for so long. Disgusting, man. Well, yeah, man. I hope them police officers, I hope that the full extent of the law, you know, is applied to them as an example to what we do to people that are put in positions of power that want to abuse it. Surely it's even worse as a police officer committing a crime than a civilian. Surely it's even worse. Yeah? Because if a teacher or whatever does some craziness, you'd be like, or a doctor, you'd be like, yo, you abused your power. So make sure these police get fire. Yeah? Big investigation. Nastiness. Right, yeah, the police arrested a blind and mute. Was he blind and deaf? Sorry. A blind, disabled man. They arrested him because he declared, or he had written on a piece of paper that he supports a certain group. Now, I'm not going to mention their name, but it's like a Palestinian type of support group. And apparently they've been labeled a terrorist organization. And if you declare or write any signs saying that you're have allegiance with them or supporting them, you can be arrested. So I think they said like 500 people were arrested in this protest.
UK government today crossed all limits when the police under its control arrested close to 400 people, and according to some estimates, more than 400 people, for simply protesting against a genocide, a modern-day Holocaust. Those protesting in thousands in London were also questioning the recent government legislation declaring a pro-Palestinian organization a terror outfit. The Metropolitan Police of London was so brave that they risked their lives to arrest a disabled blind man in a wheelchair as well. This requires some bravery. The last time these brave police personnel showcased their bravery was when they arrested a lady in her 90s for opposing a genocide.
There she is, she's tiny. She's about 90. Keep going. Stop obstructing us, please. Sorry, you're obstructing us. You're away, you're obstructing us. You're obstructing us.
And it wasn't surprising that the current Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, wasted no time in thanking the police for their bravery. In other words, thanking the police for arresting a disabled blind man in a wheelchair and a lady in her 90s.
There's a statement now from the Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, thanking the police for their work handling Palestine rights protests across the UK. Today, she says there's been a very small number of people whose actions crossed the line into criminality. She said tens of thousands of people marched in London today to protest in support of Palestinian rights, working with the police to carry out their demonstration largely without incident. This will have been replicated in many other parts of the country too, and we thank the police for their work in dealing with the very small number of people whose actions crossed the line into criminality. The right to protest is one we protect fiercely.
The UK government's own law says that protesting against a questionable legislation is not a crime. Just because this government declared a group called Palestine Action for protesting against the UK's complicity in a genocide, a terrorist outfit, it doesn't mean that ordinary citizens do not have the right to exercise their freedom of expression. According to the UK Parliament's own website, an individual's right to freedom of expression and assembly are protected by Articles 10 and 11 of the European Convention on Human Rights.
Because they all had their marker pens writing these things. And it's like, is this a good use of taxpayers' money? One, they're chasing electric bikes. On the other hand, they're arresting people that write signs, blind, disabled people. I don't know, man. Make up your own mind. It seems to me like they're revealing themselves. It seems to me that the system is skinning itself out and just wants you to see how stupid it is. And what are you going to do about it? No? What are you going to do? Revolution? You're going to revolt? Or here's some bricks and here's some stones? Trust me, man. It's a setup. It's a slow game they're playing, man. But yeah, man. But other than that, if you break the law, you're due to get arrested. I'm never happy when people are arrested or whatever. If you've done a worse, bad enough crime, I believe your dance should get done. But I'll never celebrate when people are arrested. But what I will say is, bare blind people have been arrested before. Bare blind people. It's not the first. He's not going to be the first blind person to be arrested. So, you know what I mean? Suck it up. This is what you wanted. You got it. Ride it. big up to you. You stood up for what you believe in. Mad thing.